Have you ever felt it? The quiet echo your own name leaves in a silent room. It is more than a word. It is a vibration. A sound your soul has been answering to since your first breath. This sound is not an accident of birth. Ancient wisdom teaches us that this first letter, this primary vibration, is a seed planted in the soil of our being, containing the blueprint for the tree we are meant to become. Our path in this life is shaped by currents seen and unseen. Much like a river is guided by its banks, our life force is shaped by invisible structures within us. These are not cages, they are channels. And the very first sound of your name, that is the source of the river. It is a primal vibration that sets the direction of the flow. This is not a system for categorizing the soul. The soul is a vast sky, not a small box. To name the moon is not to contain the moon. This is an invitation, a practice of listening, a journey to understand the unique energy your soul chose to flow through in this lifetime. I invite you to walk this path with me now, to feel the resonance of your own sacred beginning. Let us simply listen to what these primal sounds wish to tell us. A. The path of the source. If this is your first sound, your spirit carries the energy of the mountain spring. The very beginning, the impulse that bursts forth from stillness. This energy does not ask for permission. It creates the path by moving. The souls on this path often find themselves taking the first step, not from a desire to lead, but because stillness has become unbearable. An inner knowing insists that something must begin. Their dharma is to initiate. They plant seeds. They break the silence. The shadow of this path is the rushing stream that floods its banks. Impatience. The fire that starts the blaze can also consume the forest. The practice for this soul is to find the rhythm in the stillness that comes before the beginning. To breathe. To connect with the source, not just the action. A mature soul on this path does not force the current. They become the spring, and the world awakens around them. B. The path of the sanctuary. If your name begins with this sound, your soul is a vessel. It is the cupped hands that hold water. Where A flows out, B draws in. It offers refuge. This is the energy of deep presence. These souls are the silent mountains that make the valley feel safe. Their strength is not in being seen, but in their capacity to hold space for others, to truly witness. The lesson for this path is to not lose oneself in the waters one holds. To offer a cup, not to become the ocean for others to drown in. The practice is to feel one's own edges, to know what is yours to hold and what is not. When this energy finds its balance, it becomes a sacred container, holding families, friendships, and communities in a space of quiet, unwavering love. C. The path of the river bend. For those whose journey starts with C, the soul is one of flow and dynamic expression. The shape itself is open, turning, moving. It does not stay straight. These souls are the storytellers, the translators of experience. They carry a natural curiosity, like a river exploring the landscape. Their dharma is to connect and communicate, to turn raw feeling into a story that can be shared, like a river transforming rock into smooth stones. The shadow here is the river that never finds the sea. Endless movement to avoid the stillness of the deep. Restless curiosity without integration. The practice for this path is the pause, to allow the waters to become clear, so the words that rise come from the soul's depths, not just the surface of the mind. In balance, this energy is a bridge that helps others cross from confusion to clarity. D. The path of the bedrock. If D is your first vibration, your soul is built on a foundation of stone. It is the energy of structure, stability, and earthly order. These souls are not carried by the wind. They are the mountain that the wind must move around. Their life is a practice of building. They move with deliberation, honoring the step-by-step process of bringing spirit into form. Brick by brick, they build a life. The shadow of this solid ground is rigidity, the refusal to accept that even mountains are shaped by time and water. The practice is to feel the life that grows upon the rock, to remember that strength without flexibility becomes brittle. When this soul finds its wisdom, it becomes the steady ground others can build upon, offering the gift of reliability in a world of constant change. E, the path of the horizon. For a soul beginning with E, there is an eternal gaze towards the horizon, an endless curiosity for what lies beyond the known shore. This is the spirit of the explorer, the perennial student of life. These souls are here to experience the breadth of the world, to gather wisdom from many different rivers. Their inner world is rich and varied. The challenge on this path is not getting lost in the journey, a ship that only sails and never makes port. The practice is to distill, not just to collect, to sit in the quiet cove and understand the treasures one has gathered. When balanced, this soul becomes a lighthouse, not by shouting, but by shining a light on new possibilities and fresh perspectives. F, the path of the gentle rain. If this is your sound, your soul speaks the language of harmony, the energy of a soft rain that brings everything into a state of peace and balance. These souls feel the subtle vibrations in the world around them. They are natural harmonizers, intuitively seeking the middle path, smoothing conflict not with force, but with grace. Their dharma is to create beauty and equilibrium. The shadow is the rain that is afraid to become a storm, avoiding truth to maintain a false peace. The practice is to cultivate inner strength, to know that true harmony sometimes requires the cleansing power of a storm. When awakened, this energy is one of quiet grace. It enters a space and calms the air, reflecting a deep inner peace that comes from a place of authenticity, not avoidance. G, the path of the cave. This sound carries the energy of inwardness. It is the spiral that leads into the quiet, deep center of a cave. This is the path of introspection, of silent knowing. Souls on this path are drawn to the inner world. They listen more than they speak. They feel more than they show. They understand that truth is found not in noise, but in profound stillness. Their journey is inward. The lesson is to know the difference between sanctuary and prison. The shadow is the one who stays in the cave for so long they forget the warmth of the sun. The practice is to emerge, to bring the wisdom of the silence out into the world. In balance, they become a guide for others, able to sit with any pain or confusion without needing to change it, simply holding a space of deep peace. H, the path of the bridge. If H is your sound, your soul is a bridge between worlds, between sky and earth, thought and feeling, structure and chaos. These souls have a natural ability to hold opposites, to see the truth in both sides of a river. They are synthesizers, connectors, and translators of paradox. Others seek them out for their balanced perspective. Their dharma is to show that separation is an illusion. The shadow of the bridge is to be forever suspended between two shores, unable to commit to either. Indecision. The practice is to become the ground on both sides, as well as the path between them. To learn that true connection comes from being fully rooted. When awakened, these souls are living links, reminding us that truth lives in union. I, the path of the spine. This sound is a straight line, upright, unwavering. The axis of the self, a soul that begins with I, carries the vibration of sacred individuality and inner alignment. These souls have a profound need to be true to their own center, to stand in their own integrity like a tree rooted in the earth. Their dharma is to be a living example of alignment, to be a compass for others. The shadow is the tree that stands so alone it forgets it is part of a forest. Isolation, a misunderstanding that connection requires compromise of the self. The practice is to feel the roots connecting with all other life underground, to know that you can stand tall and still be part of the whole. In balance, these souls become pillars of integrity, silently inspiring others to find their own true north. J, the path of the sacred fire. If J is your first vibration, your soul moves with the energy of transformative joy. This is not fleeting happiness. This is the deep, radiant warmth of a fire that has been earned. A light that comes from moving through life's challenges with passion and a deep commitment to what is true and just. These souls are here to fight battles of the heart, armed with love. Their dharma is to bring warmth and movement to places that have grown cold and stagnant. The shadow is the fire that believes it must burn away all the world's darkness. the need to save everyone. The practice is learning to be the hearth, not the wildfire, to offer warmth without consuming, to trust that others can find their own way to the fire. K, the path of the lightning flash. This sound is one of fierce clarity, the flash of lightning that illuminates the entire landscape in an instant. Souls on this path are truth tellers. They carry an energy that cuts through illusion with piercing accuracy. They are catalysts for change, entering spaces of stagnation and bringing sudden, undeniable truth. They ask the questions no one else dares to. Their dharma is to awaken. The shadow is the lightning that strikes without grounding, harshness without compassion, truth used as a weapon. The practice is to connect to the earth, to remember that true clarity is meant to liberate, not to wound. When integrated, this energy becomes a sacred mirror, reflecting reality so clearly that others can finally see their own path forward. L, the path of the deep well. For souls beginning with L, the journey is into the quiet depths of listening, the energy of a deep, still well that perfectly reflects the sky. These souls listen with their whole being. They are the heart's whisperers, creating a space so profound that others can finally hear themselves. Theirs is the path of active compassion. The Dharma is to heal through presence. The shadow is the well that runs dry, giving away all of its water without being replenished from its own inner spring. The practice is this simple truth: you cannot pour from an empty vessel. To honor oneself is to honor the gift one gives to the world. When this soul is in balance, they are relational alchemists, helping others feel truly seen, truly heard, and in that, truly loved. M, the path of the weaver. The sound of M carries the energy of the sacred creator, the patient weaver at the loom. These souls have a mystical connection to the process of bringing spirit into tangible form. They don't just have ideas, they have a deep, instinctual need to build them, to weave them into the fabric of reality with dedication and love. Their dharma is to manifest, to build not just things, but communities, not just projects, but legacies. The shadow is the weaver who tries to carry the weight of the entire tapestry alone, overburdening themselves with responsibility. The practice is to trust other weavers, to know that creation is a shared dance. In their wisdom, they become sacred architects, building a world of beauty and substance for all. N, the path of the flowing river. A soul whose name begins with M moves with the fluid intelligence of water. This is the energy of the navigator, the one who trusts the currents of life and adapts with grace and strength. These souls possess an inner compass that guides them through complexity. They flow around obstacles, not with weakness, but with the persistent power of water. Their dharma is to teach trust in the journey. The shadow is the river that becomes a destructive flood. Ruthlessness, using adaptability to manipulate rather than to navigate. The practice is to feel the riverbed, to remain grounded even in movement. When balanced, this soul becomes a living meditation on trust. Trust in the flow, trust in the path, and trust in the wisdom that arises when we let go of control. O, the path of the circle. This sound is a perfect circle, whole, complete, without beginning or end. If this is your vibration, your soul carries the timeless energy of the sacred center, the witness who sees with clarity. These souls have an innate understanding that they are already the center of their own universe. They do not need to be the center of attention. Their power is self-contained. The Dharma is to embody wholeness. The shadow is the circle that allows nothing in, detachment that becomes disconnection. The lesson is remembering that wholeness includes both the stillness of the center and the experience of the circumference. The practice is to be both the sanctuary and the open door. When integrated, these souls become a living temple, a quiet space where others can find their own center and their own peace. P, the path of the North Star. This soul burns with the focused light of a singular purpose. If P is your sound, you move through life with a deep sense of intention, guided by a commitment to something beyond personal gain. This is the energy of service, of spiritual leadership that comes not from command, but from unwavering dedication to a path. The Dharma is to hold the vision, The shadow is becoming so fixed on the destination that the journey is forgotten. Rigidity, an inability to adapt to the changing seasons of life. The practice is to love the path as much as the destination. To learn that even the North Star is part of a moving sky. In balance, this soul becomes a guidepost for humanity, helping others navigate their own journeys by providing a constant point of light. Q, the path of the unasked question. The vibration of Q is rare and profound. It is the energy of the sacred questioner, the one who looks at the world and sees the mystery hidden within everything. These souls are not afraid of uncertainty. They feel at home in the space between the known and the unknown. They are here to gently disrupt false certainties, not to provide answers, but to open up deeper questions. The shadow is to be lost in the questions, doubting even the ground beneath their feet. The practice is to trust the power of the question itself, to see it as the destination. When integrated, this soul becomes a sacred catalyst, creating space for deeper truths to arise simply by daring to ask, why, in a world content with what, are, the path of the heartbeat. If your soul chose this sound, it beats with the rhythm of a passionate heart. This is the frequency of deep feeling, creative expression, and a full-bodied engagement with life. These souls do not experience life in muted tones. They feel it all, the sorrow and the joy, completely. They are artists, and their art is life itself. The Dharma is to feel fully and express authentically. The shadow is the heart that beats so fast it exhausts itself. Emotional overwhelm. The practice is to become the ribcage as well as the heart, to build a structure of inner stillness that can hold the power of their own feelings. When balanced, their life becomes a song, reminding us all what it means to be vibrantly, unapologetically, and fully alive. S, the path of the serpent. The sound of S moves with the fluid wisdom of the serpent, the sacred shape shifter who sheds old skin to be reborn. These souls have an intuitive grasp of life's impermanence. They understand that everything flows, everything changes. Their dharma is to heal, not by fixing, but by helping others learn how to move around obstacles and let go of what is no longer needed. The shadow is losing one's own center in the constant flow, the serpent that forgets its way back to its own den. The practice is to return, again and again, to the inner ground of being, to flow from a place of deep self-knowing. In its wisdom, this energy is sacred medicine, teaching us how to change without breaking, and how to heal by embracing the flow of life. T, the path of the standing stone. The soul of T stands like an ancient pillar of truth. It is the vibration of integrity, of an unwavering commitment to what is right and honorable. These souls are guided by an inner moral compass that is unshakable. They are the guardians, not through aggression, but through the silent strength of their presence and the clarity of their example. The Dharma is to uphold truth. The shadow is the stone that becomes a wall, rigidity that separates rather than protects. The practice is learning that truth is a bridge, not a blade, to speak it with compassion. When balanced, this soul becomes a moral anchor in the world, a silent reminder of what it means to live with honor and to choose inner truth over outer comfort. U, the path of the open bowl. The sound U creates a shape of a receiving vessel. Souls that begin with this sound embody the grace of sacred receptivity. They are the open bowl, creating a space so unconditionally safe and accepting that others can let go of all pretense and simply be. Their healing is in their presence, in their ability to witness another soul without judgment. Their dharma is to hold space. The shadow is the bowl that is always empty because it is given away without ever being filled. Depletion. The practice is to understand that a bowl must have boundaries to hold anything. These sacred boundaries make love possible. In its wisdom, this energy turns simple presence into a holy communion. V, the path of the focused arrow. If this is your sound, your soul carries the energy of the visionary, the arrow that flies straight and true to its target. These souls see through the fog of confusion with piercing clarity. Their path is one of singular focus and alignment with a higher vision. They are natural strategists, but their strategy is about truth, not manipulation. Their dharma is to bring clarity. The shadow is seeing only the target and nothing else. Tunnel vision that misses the beauty of the journey. The practice is to feel the air on the feathers as the arrow flies. To hold both the vision and the experience of getting there. When integrated, this soul shows others how to cut through illusion and aim for what truly matters with unwavering conviction. W, the path of the interwoven roots. This sound carries the beauty of complexity, the weaver of disparate truths. A soul that begins with W is comfortable with paradox, able to see how many different roots can nourish the same tree. They are natural integrators, showing us that life is not meant to be simple, but to be richly layered and beautifully complex. Their dharma is to synthesize. The shadow is being caught in the tangle of roots, overwhelmed from seeing too many sides, too many possibilities. The practice is to learn which roots feed the core trunk, to weave with intention. When balanced, they create a sacred tapestry of understanding, showing us how to honor life's complexity while remaining centered in our own truth. X, the path of the crossroads. This is a rare and powerful vibration, the keeper of the threshold. A soul beginning with X stands at the sacred crossroads where worlds intersect. They exist at the meeting point of different realities, connecting the seen and unseen, the past and the future. Their role is one of powerful transformation, guiding others through initiatory fires. Their dharma is to open gates. The shadow is rootlessness, standing forever at the crossroads without a place to call home. The practice is to learn to be the ground beneath the crossroads itself, to be both the journey and the destination. When this soul awakens, it becomes a living portal, helping others make the leap from who they have been into who they are destined to become. Y, the path of the seeker. The soul of Y is shaped like a question reaching for the sky. It is the eternal seeker who looks at life and asks not what, but why. This is not a question born of doubt, but of profound spiritual curiosity. These souls are not satisfied with easy answers. They are philosophers whose philosophy is etched into their own hearts. Their dharma is the search for deeper meaning. The shadow is getting lost in the search, a restlessness that finds no peace. The practice is to understand that the question is the prayer. The seeking is the finding. In its wisdom, this soul becomes a living question that reminds others that wonder is more sacred than certainty, and that to be a seeker is to be truly alive. Z, the path of the spiral. This sound holds the energy of sacred completion. The wisdom that understands every ending is a new beginning in a higher turn of the spiral. Z is the last letter, but it is not the end. Souls on this path carry an innate understanding of life's cycles, of death and rebirth. Their dharma is to bring things to a graceful close, transforming endings into portals for new life. The shadow is a detachment that comes from knowing all things pass, an unwillingness to fully engage with the world. The practice is to be fully present in each moment of the spiral, even while knowing it is always turning. In balance, this soul teaches the wisdom of impermanence, showing us that life is not a line to be run, but a beautiful, spiraling dance to be embraced. This letter, your sound, it is not a cage. It is a key, the first note of your soul's song. It has been with you since the very beginning, a quiet vibration shaping the river of your life. Ancient teachings tell us that our greatest task is not to become someone else, but to fully inhabit who we have always been. Now, you have heard its whisper. The true question is, how deeply will you listen? You are not just a name. You are a soul. You are a sacred vibration the world is waiting for. The sound that begins your name is calling you to return home, to yourself. Will you answer the call,